Today you're joining us at Xplor near Playa del Carmen, Mexico. We're here in the evening for Xplor Fuego, where you get to experience the park throughout the evening and the night time, so it should make things interesting. On offer in the park are 7 ziplines, amphibious vehicles, underground water walking, underground swimming and underground rafting. Stick around to find out what our favourite activity was, as it might not be what you're expecting.
The photo package, if you want it, is $90, which is a lot, so buy GoPro, it's cheap.
After a fairly long walk through the cabins, we made it to the lockers. Don't make the mistake I made though and try and use the key in the top lock. For some reason it doesn't work, it gets stuck and you need to use the bottom one. There's actually a lot of walking involved at Xplor, and we covered about 6 miles during our course of the evening. We chose to do the zip lines first as it seemed a cool thing to do at sunset, so we made our way to the first tower. Again, there's a lot of climbing steps involved and some of the towers are quite high. There were quite a few people who were already exhausted after the first couple of towers, so you do have to be reasonably fit. It's really worth the climb though, as the view of the jungle is awesome. The zip lines vary in height and length, and there are even some that you can do as a couple, which is really cool. The evening we were there was pretty empty and we never had to queue longer than a minute or two to get onto any of the zip lines. You also get to go on a splash zip line, which is really cool, and it's a bit of a shock when you hit the water. The park is pretty big and it can be a little confusing to find your way around, however there are lots of signs to help you. For our next adventure we headed underground. After lots of walking we made it to the underground water walk. The water is slightly cool but not too cold. The floor is also completely natural, so it's uneven and the water is full of lots of little fish. Decent water shoes are essential, but you can get some pretty good ones in the shop here. For some reason there's also this mini assault course on the way. And there's this really cool slide halfway along the route. Next thing we did was underground rafting. This was also very beautiful, but it could be a little frustrating when people couldn't control their rafts in front of you and ended up in the way, which happened quite a lot. The lighting was really cool, and again another enjoyable activity. After this we went up to one of the refreshment stations for a snack and a warm drink as we were getting a little cold. If you come in the day, there's some nice digging hammocks to relax in as well. After a quick break, we headed back down underground for what turned out to be my favourite activity.
It's cold.
We headed back into the water, and although the red makes it look nice and warm, it was actually quite chilly.
It's not every day you swim in the cave, is it?
Swimming through the underground caves was something I'd never done before, and it was really beautiful. There were two routes, a short route and a long route, but you do have to still be a reasonable swimmer for both. Again, this seemed to surprise some people, and there were a few exhausted looking spots around. Our final activity was the Amphibious Vehicles, which I think might have been a little bit boring if you did it in the day, but driving around through the forest at night made it really interesting and much more fun. So was it worth it? I can definitely recommend Xplor Fuego if you're looking for something to do in the Playa del Carmen area. The ziplines are probably what most people come for, however whilst these are really good, I've been on bigger and better in other places. Standout activity for me was the underground river swim, which was really cool and not too claustrophobic. You also have unlimited food and non-alcoholic drinks included, and the buffet you get here is amazing. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to see more of these, please subscribe.